Well, hello, beautiful people. This is Anthony White, the Orange Tie Guy, with Celestial Dating with Anthony White. A couple days ago, I was with my younger brother, and we went to the grocery store because I was going to pay him a couple $100. And I basically went the route of just, using my debit card and, getting cash back and stuff like that. Well, I owed him another $10, and he had made a comment to me. He's like, "Hey, wait, you could buy me a big bag of peanut butter M&Ms, and we'll call it even." And I'm thinking to myself, okay. So I walk down the candy aisle and I see like these different varieties. One that was like $2.50, one that was $5, and then another that was $10. And I saw it was $9.99. And in a joking manner, but I was thinking to myself, no, I'm not going to buy this sucker. Well, he was up at the pharmacy and stuff, and so I walked up to him and said, "Nah, I'll just give you $10." And so, and he's like, "No, dude, you can." And I said, "Nah," and I tossed him like the peanut butter, and I said, "Hey, I'm not giving you any extra filthy lucre." And I was just joking with him, of course, playful banter between siblings, right? And it was an interesting comment that he made afterwards. So he was able to buy his, M&Ms, and I was able to give him the $10 that I owed him. And after that, we were walking to our cars. He was heading to work, and I was heading back. And he made a comment to me, and he said, my brother-in-law is reading a book, and talks about how, when we think about certain things or how we say things, it affects our minds. And so I when I hear you say filthy lucre, it makes it almost like like that money is a bad thing. And as soon as he said that, like it clicked in my head, because I have the book. It's God Wants You to Be Rich. And it's fascinating because I've given talks about this. And I mean, as siblings, we joke around and stuff, but sometimes we really don't think really in depth about what we're saying, how we're saying it. Well, I kind of was on the defensive, and this is how we normally are, right? We justify how we think, why we think, whatever it is, right? And I said, in a very comical way, because of the scriptures and the idea how people talk about, riches are evil and this, which is a load of garbage, because it's not. God does want us to be rich if it's to help the needy and help the sick and afflicted, and to feed the hungry and clothe the naked. And but it was an interesting thought, because as I started to go on the natural, I don't want to say deflection, or the natural justification, this is what we all do. That we all do this. And I found it really just awesome, because as I started to go into this auto, process, I then went in and said, "You know what? I appreciate you letting me know." Because I've said for so long, called money filthy lucre, but I've never consciously thought of it as a negative thing. But who knows? It could be something that I'm hindering when I'm saying that about like a negative attachment to money. And so right now, because I've created this repetitious, habitual pattern, created a habit and a paradigm, really, I need to now stop that and create a new paradigm or a new habit to break the old one. So I need to associate in positive form. Well, why am I bringing this up? Why am I bringing this up when it comes to dating, when it comes to, celestial dating? Well, it's basically kind of like I wrote up here, how I think. How do you think? Specifically when it comes to dating, how do you think? Do you think that you deserve to have relationships with other people, that people owe you their time and energy? Do you feel or think or convince yourself that maybe others are less than you or not worthy of your time and energy? Or is it possible that when you approach dating, it's again focused on marriage? I have no interest in marrying her or her or her, so I'm not going to ask him on a date. I got a friend, and it's her birthday tonight, and no interest in marriage. Love her to pieces, Christ-like love, charity, good friend. And she's just a wonderful, sweet soul, but no interest in marriage. I took her on a date a couple of weeks ago because it was fun, because it was a time for us to be able to, bond again and to be able to, if nothing else, really remember or remind one another of the great things about why we're friends, and to maybe catch up. You either use the term maybe with a friend that you haven't seen in a long time, and you use the term catch up, like, hey, let's catch up, right? It's to kind of, I don't know, I want to say prime the pump in a relationship, in a friendship, in a family, right? When you have like a grandparent that you haven't seen in forever, or cousins, aunt and uncle, nieces, nephews, things of that nature. It's to be able to reacquaint, to build that relationship, to create something. Well, again, going back to the subconscious mind and that idea and concept of filthy lucre, it's the idea of when we boil down to dating and we really process the information, have you really looked at and or analyzed how you approach dating, how you see it, how you think about it? Have you gone through the process and said, when it comes to verbiage, when you speak about dating, I don't need a date. A buddy of mine the other day, we were chatting and I said, dude, that girl is gorgeous. Like, why in the world are you not, like, didn't you ask her out or going out? Like, did you ever pursue it? And he's like, well, you got to have a want, or you have to have motivation to date. And I'm thinking to myself, what the crap did that mean? You have to have motivation to date? So you have no interest to get to know anybody else. And even if you have somebody that you like, it's like, meh. Or what's the process? What goes on up there? Because our subconscious mind is literally what leads us, what causes us to do what we do, to act, to react, to process information. And until we can step back from our conscious mind and really just evaluate, after I've just said something, after I've just done something, after I've just reacted to somebody else, stepping back and saying, why did I do that? Or why does this offend me? Or do I take offense to that? Or why was I all about this or saying that? And it's the analysis to be able to say and associate positive, beneficial, uplifting, productive thoughts with actions, with behavior. And so I would strongly encourage you, if you're not aware of what is driving you, because that's really the key, I guess you could say, if you don't know what is your motivation, if you don't know why you're saying, I can hold off, or why you're going through the process of thinking, oh, wow, so-and-so asked me out, and man, so she wants to, have my babies or something. Like, are you thinking like that? Or are you taking the celestial dating route? This is for friendship. This is just to get to know someone. And if they have an issue or problem and don't know exactly how they act or react, if they're not firm with their belief system, are you firm with yours? So I hope this information was beneficial, because I thought it was so powerful when my brother gave me that little filthy lucre, subconscious mind thinking, and how it hit me that this is so very familiar when it comes to dating, especially celestial dating. Do you have the celestial dating mentality that you're dating for friendship, that you're building friends or building relationships and making friends? Well, I hope this was beneficial for you. You got something out of it. This is Anthony White, the Orange Tie Guy, bidding you adieu.